Let me share my screen. Check and let me know if the screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So good afternoon, all students. Today morning, my system went into an auto upgrade. That's why I was not able to log in my computer. So I thought of postponing the lecture to 12 o'clock. So first of all, let us resume back with our uh, theory course of data structure. In the last lecture, we had a quick revision of all the points that we had studied in the previous, I would say, lectures before we had the holidays. Today we are going to continue with the next point under the applications of stack. We were discussing the applications of stack before our holidays, if you remember, and we were discussing about the Polish notations. So to quickly revise, we have three Polish notations: infix notation, prefix notation, and postfix notation. Okay, infix notation, prefix notation, and postfix notation. So infix notation is like a normal algebraic expression in the form of, say, a plus b, where the operator is in between and the operands are on the other parts, like extreme parts of the operator. In prefix, we write the operator first and then we write the operands. And in postfix, we write the operands first and then the operator. Now, when we do this, this is with respect to that particular single operator. When we have series of operators in the expression, then we had applied rules like we do check the precedence of the operators. The operators which are having higher precedence will be resolved first, and then the lower precedence operator will be resolved. And if we have two operators with equal precedence, then the expression will be evaluated from left to right. So this is what we had discussed before our break. Okay, I'll take another quick example of one infix notation. And now in this infix notation, instead of using the variables, I'll take some numeric values. Say for example, my infix notation is like this, say 3 plus 4 multiplied by 2 minus 6. Okay. Suppose this is my given infix expression. What is this? This is my infix expression. This is my infix expression. Okay. Now suppose I want to evaluate and find the postfix expression for this particular expression. So all of you can solve that in your notebooks also parallelly. Okay, all of you can solve that in your notebooks. How did we solve this? We first check the precedence of the operator. Which operator is having highest precedence? Multiplication is having the highest precedence, right? So how the postfix will be evaluated, or how postfix will be calculated? It will be 4, 2 and multiplied by 4, 2 and multiplication, right? Minus 6. So multiplication operator is solved. Now we have addition and subtraction operator. Now we have addition and subtraction operator. Both are having equal precedence. So which one will be resolved first? Left to right. So addition will be resolved first. So this part will be resolved first. So for postfix, what will happen? First 3 will be written, then this entire part will be written, right? So what is this? 4, 2, multiplication, and then we'll have addition symbol. Then we'll have addition symbol, right? And then we have this minus 6, which is yet to be resolved. Correct? And then finally, this subtraction will be resolved on this one and this one. Correct? So how the postfix will look like? 3, 4, 2 multiplied by plus 6 and minus. So this is our final postfix expression for this given infix expression. So the only thing that I have changed over here is, instead of taking some variables in the form of a, b, c or x, y, z, I have taken some numeric values. Okay, but the logic remains same. What is the logic? That we first resolve such operators which are having higher precedence. And if two operators are having equal precedence, then the expression is evaluated from left to right in that case, in case of equal precedence operators. And in each step, only one operator is getting resolved. And henceforth, that answer is treated as a single entity when we solve the next steps. So whenever we solved 4 multiplied by 2, next time we took it as 4 2 multiplication, and that became a single entity while solving the addition operator. Similarly, while solving subtraction operator, the entire thing on the left hand side, that is 3 4 2 multiplication and plus, this entire thing is treated as a single entity, which is, say for example, x, your y becomes 6, and then operator comes as minus. So this becomes your entire postfix expression. This becomes your entire postfix expression. Now today we are going to discuss another problem which we call it as evaluation of postfix expression. Okay, what we are going to discuss today is evaluation of postfix expression. Evaluation of postfix expression. So in this particular problem, you will be given as an input a particular postfix expression. In this problem, you will be given as an input a particular postfix expression. So right now I have solved one infix to postfix on the left hand side, right? So let us take this particular example itself as a input to this problem. So what is input to this problem? Input to this problem is a postfix expression. Input to this problem is a postfix expression. So suppose this postfix expression is 3 4 2 multiplied by plus 6 and minus. So this is our input. This is our input. Are you getting this? What we need to do in this problem is we have to evaluate this postfix expression and find the answer of that particular expression. We have to evaluate that postfix expression and we have to find answer of that particular expression. When I say I want to find answer of that particular expression, I am interested in the answer of my infix expression basically. I am interested in answer of my infix expression basically, right? So if I look at my infix expression for this particular problem, infix expression is 3 plus 4 multiplied by 2 minus 6. So if I solve this, what will be the answer? So 4 multiplied by 2 will be there in the form of 8, correct? And 3 plus 8 will be 11 and 11 minus 6 will be 5. So answer for this particular infix expression is 5. Answer for this particular expression is 5. Now how did I get this 5? By solving this infix expression. By solving this infix expression. But now what you need to do in this problem is you are not given input as infix expression. You are not given input as infix expression. Your input to the problem is a postfix expression. Your input to the problem is postfix expression and you need to evaluate this postfix expression to get the answer of the original infix expression. Are you getting this? So input to this problem is this, that is postfix expression. Now, as I have taken infix first and then converted to postfix and same thing I have taken as input, that's why I could directly find the answer over here using the infix expression. But this is not the correct way of solving this problem. Okay, because this infix expression will not be given to you as an input. What is given in as an input to you is the postfix expression. Now to evaluate this postfix expression, we are going to use stack. To evaluate this postfix expression, we are going to use stack. We are going to use stack. Okay. So for evaluating this postfix expression, we are going to scan this postfix expression from left to right. We are going to scan this postfix expression from left to right. One symbol at a time. We are going to scan the postfix expression from left to. Now while scanning this from left to right, there are two possibilities. There are two possibilities. One possibility is that you encounter a operand. One possibility is that you encounter a operand. Operand means here now these are your numbers, right? So 3, 4, 2, 6, these are your operands, right? And what is the second possibility? That when you scan this expression from left to right, you are encountering an operator. You are encountering an operator. So these are two things that may occur. Now we have to study rules, that what we need to do while we encounter this operator and operand. So let us write down those rules. Okay. So we are discussing now evaluation of postfix expression. So we are going to scan the expression from left to right, one symbol at a time. One symbol at a time. Okay. Now, if the scanned symbol, the operand, what is the first rule? First rule is that if the symbol that you have scanned, if that symbol is an operand, if that symbol is an operand, operand means numbers here in our example, right? 3, 4, 5. Then push the operand on the stack. What we are going to do? Then we are going to push that operand onto the stack. We are going to push that operand onto the stack. So if I say this as my rule, if I go back to my example over here, so our example is 3, 4, 2 multiplication plus 6 and minus, right? So imagine now this is our stack. Imagine now this is our stack, right? So the first thing that we scan is 3. The first thing that we scan is 3. What is 3? Operand? Yes, 3 is an operand. So what is the rule? Rule says that we are going to push 3 on the stack. We are going to push 3 on the stack. All of you, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Okay. Next is we scan second symbol, that is 4. We scan the second symbol. So the second symbol that we scan is 4. Again, 4 is operator or operand? Yes, it is operand. It is operand. So what is the rule? Rule says that it will go on the stack. We have to push on the stack. So 4 will be placed above 3. This is very important. Placement of symbols is very important on the stack. The next symbol that we scan is 2. The next symbol that we scan is 2. Right? Again, what is 2? 2 is operator or operand? It is operand. It is operand. So as per the first rule, 2 will be pushed on the stack. 2 will be pushed on the stack. So as of now, what is there on the top of stack for me? 2. Then what is there? 4. Then 3. Are you getting this? Okay. Now, next thing that I'll scan will be multiplication. Next thing that I'll scan is multiplication. Now what is multiplication? It is operator or operand? It is operator, correct. It is operator. So we need different rule for that, right? So let us go back and discuss that rule. If the scanned symbol is an operator, the scanned symbol is an operator, then pop 2 symbols from the stack. What we have to do? Then pop 2 symbols from the stack. See now, when we do popping of 2 symbols, okay, so assume that this pop is written in this way. Say for example, this is my first pop and this is my second pop. What it is indicating in the algorithm? X is equal to pop. So that is my first pop operation. Y is equal to pop means it is my second pop operation. What X represents? The element which is getting popped first time. What is Y representing? The element which is getting popped in the second time. Are you getting this? So if I go back to my example, and if I say that this is my X and this is my Y, okay, my X and this is my Y, suppose. So what will be X that is getting popped here in this particular case? X is my first pop, right? X is my first pop. So when I pop from this, what will be popped? Can anyone tell me? What will be popped?
2.
2. And where this 2 will go? In X or in Y?
X.
Correct. It will go in X. The first element that I pop will go in my X. Because in the algorithm step, if you see, I have written X is equal to pop first and then Y is equal to pop is my second, right? So this 2 has gone from my stack. It has come into X now, right? Similarly, Y is equal to pop will be executed and this particular 4 will be popped as part of Y. This will be popped as part of Y. Is it clear up to this much? Okay. So this is my Y and this is my X. This is Y and this is X. Then result is calculated for that operator as Y operator X. Very important. How result is calculated? Result is calculated as Y operator X. What is that operator? The operator that you have scanned from the input. The operator that you have scanned from the input. I again repeat, what is that operator? That operator is the operator that you have scanned from the input. And what operation you will apply here? Y operator X. Y operator X. Now what is the operator that we have scanned over here? It is multiplication. So what we will do? Y multiplied by X. What is Y? 4. 4 multiplied by 2. 4 multiplied by 2. So the answer will be evaluated here. The result will be evaluated here as 8. What is the result that is getting evaluated here? The result that gets evaluated here is 8. Are you getting this much? Is it clear? Now this result, push this result on the stack. After that, what we have to do? Push this result back on the stack. So what result we have evaluated has to be now pushed on our stack. So what is the result that has been evaluated here? It is 8. So this 8 has to be pushed now on the stack. So now what will come on my stack? 8 will come on my stack. What will come on my stack? 8 will come on my stack. Is it clear? Up till now, any doubts? 8 will come on my stack. Okay. Now, next symbol that has, now this multiplication step is completed. This is my second step. This is my second rule. If I scan an operator, this has to be done. Now this I have to do continuously till my entire string is completed from left to right. Till my entire string is completed from left to right. So you have to continue this all steps again and again now. So what is the next thing that I scan? Next thing that I scan is the plus sign. Next thing that I scan is plus sign. What is plus? Operator or operand? It is operator. It is operator. So if the scan symbol is an operator, what we do? If the scan symbol is an operator, what we do? We perform pop. We perform pop, right? So first, what will be popped? 8. First, what will be popped? 8. 8 will go where? In X. 8 will go where? In X. Correct? Next thing that will be popped is 3. 3 will go where? In Y. 3 will go where? In Y. Correct? And now our operator is plus. Now our operator is plus. See, here the sequence is very important, students, because if it is plus or multiplication, it is okay. But if it is say minus, then there is a difference between y minus x and x minus y. Are you getting this? Many a times students do make mistake in this. Some silly mistakes happen. Okay, we have to be careful. The operation that we are going to apply here is y operator x. Y operator x. And in that, what is my x? X is my first pop. And what is my y? Y is my second pop. These things you have to carefully solve. Otherwise, your answer will come as wrong. Because if it is addition and multiplication, it doesn't make any issue. But if it is a subtraction, or say for example, if it is a division, then the meaning will change. Then the meaning will change. Are you getting this? Okay. So now, with respect to this problem, if we proceed now, 3 plus 8, result will be calculated as 11. Result will be calculated as 11. So this 11 will be going in my stack because we pushed the result on our stack, right? Again, we'll proceed further. What is the next thing that will scan? 6. What is the next thing that will scan? This is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. Now we scan 6, right? So once we scan 6, 6 is the operator or operand? Yes, it is an operand. So it will go directly on our stack. It will go directly on our stack. Next thing that will scan is minus, that is subtraction. Next thing that will scan is minus, that is subtraction. Correct? So if it is a subtraction, then we will go for pop. We'll go for pop. What will be the first thing that will be popped? 6. 6 will go where? It will go in X. It will go in X. What is the next thing that will be popped? 11. 11 will go where? It will go in Y. It will go in Y. Operator over here is minus. Operator over here is minus. The result that will be calculated is 5. The result that will be calculated over here is 5. This 5 will be pushed on the stack. This 5 will be pushed on the stack. Because when we have an operator, the step will only complete when you push your final result onto your stack. So 5 will go on stack. So 5 will go on your stack. Correct? 5 will go on your stack. Now your entire expression is finished. Now your entire expression is finished, right? So we have to repeat. We have to repeat step 1 and 2 until entire expression is scanned. Okay, until entire expression is scanned from left to right. Okay, once entire expression is scanned, perform pop for final result. After you complete everything, if you perform pop, if you see here, if you perform pop, you will get your final result. So if I perform now pop, which is my final step, I get my final result in the form of 5, which is nothing but the original answer if you see over here. Now what I was telling here is identifying X and Y properly is very important. And performing Y operator X is also expected. Okay. If I do 6 minus 11 over here by mistake, I will comment that my answer is minus 5, which is wrong. So be careful in identifying what is our X, what is our Y, and the operator that we are going to apply. The operation that we are going to apply here in this case will be Y operator X. Y operator X. Is it clear? Any doubts regarding this? Any students are having any doubts regarding this? Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Sir.
And any doubts regarding this?
No, sir.
Anyone? Did you
No, sir.
understand? Have you
Yes, sir.
taken down those steps?
Yes, sir.
All of you have taken down those steps? Just wait 1 second. My screen sharing has stopped. Just let me resume it back. You are able to see my screen? Just please check and let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, take one more problem, all of you, for solving. Yes. So this is the given infix expression. I have directly given you an infix expression, so that first you calculate postfix for this. But see, sometimes directly postfix will be given to you. Okay. But I thought of giving you direct infix so that both the problems practice you will be able to do. Okay. So direct postfix expression may also be given to you as an input. So in that case, you have to directly solve it with respect to stack. First, try solving the postfix and tell me what is the answer of postfix expression for this particular infix. Yes, has anyone completed postfix? Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
So first write the postfix expression for this expression. Roll number 18. Roll number 18. Roll number 18. Is she absent? Roll number 18. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Roll number 39. Roll number 39.
Hello.
Yes, Rishikesh.
Hello.
Yes, Rishikesh. Tell me postfix expression.
Sir, एक minute, sir.
It should not take so long to solve. Stay alert. Rishikesh, mute yourself. Roll number 25. Nishant. Roll number 25. Nishant. Unmute yourself. Roll number 25. Nishant. What is postfix expression? You are sleeping. Roll number 25. Roll number 25. Roll number 32. Pallavi Yadav.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me postfix expression.
4,
4, 2,
2, 3,
3,
6,
6,
10
10
plus
plus
multiplication,
multiplication,
division,
division,
minus.
minus. Very good. Is it correct, students? Hello, am I audible?
Sir.
Is it correct?
No.
No. Roll number 48. Roll number 48.
Yes, sir.
Tell me your answer of postfix expression.
4,
4,
2,
2,
3,
3,
multiplication,
multiplication,
6,
6,
divided by,
division,
plus,
plus
10 minus.
10 minus. Others, is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone is having any problem with this answer? So if this is the answer, if we solve it using stack, how it will process? This is totally wrong. You are advised to watch all my videos once again of infix, prefix, postfix. And all students, it is a warning from my end. Every lecture I'll be calling students, and if you people don't unmute and answer, you will be marked as absent henceforth. You have to make sure that you have proper connectivity at your end for the lectures, and whenever asked, you are properly replying by unmuting yourself. Yes, first 4 will be placed, then 2 will be placed, then 3 will be placed on our stack, then multiplication will come, then we have our y and x and our result. What will be x? 3. What will be y? 2. 2 multiplied by 3 will be done. Answer will be calculated as 6. This 6 will go in the stack. Correct? Next thing that will scan is again a 6. That 6 will be placed over this stack. Next thing that will scan is division. So this divide will come. X will be first pop, which is 6. Y will be second pop, that is also 6. 6 divided by 6 will be 1. So these two are gone from our stack, and 1 will be placed on our stack. Correct? Next thing that will scan is plus. Next thing that will scan is plus. For plus again pop will happen. 1 will be treated as x. 4 will be treated as y. 4 plus 1 result will be calculated as 5. And this 5 will be pushed on the stack. Next thing that will scan will be 10. Next thing that will scan will be 10. Further, this 10 will be pushed on the stack. This 10 will be pushed on the stack. Then minus will be scanned. After we scan minus, pop will happen 10 and 5. Result will be calculated as minus 5. That minus 5 will be pushed on the stack. Are you getting final answer as minus 5, all of you?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Did you understand the steps of evaluating the postfix expression?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now based on this, one practical experiment will be created today, and I'll be uploading that problem statement on Moodle. I won't be conducting any lab session today for S1 and S2 batch. Okay, but related to infix, prefix, postfix, and some stack related application, one problem statement will be created for all the batches. Okay, and you are supposed to do that program today. So this was the last problem from the third chapter which was remaining for us. Okay, so with this we have completed application of stack. Okay, if we talk about application of queue, see, queue is basically used in each and every application inside our computers. If we talk about our operating system, it comprises of queue, where all the requests from different applications will be going to the processor and those will be solved. Then whenever we have databases in our computer, we fire queries on those databases. Now these queries also come parallelly from many sources, and the query which comes first will be getting service first, unless and until we give a priority to a particular query, right? So many applications in computer science can take a role of queue basically, and in which again we have seen many variants like circular queue and priority queue in depth already in our curriculum, right? So with this we complete with our third unit, that is stack and queue, in which we have seen the working principle of stack, the meaning of push pop, its static implementation using array, and its dynamic implementation using linked list. Its application, three applications we discussed, that is function execution, reversal of string, and polish notations. And in queue we have discussed its working principle in the form of FIFO, that is first in first out, its operations NQ and DQ, static implementation with help of array, dynamic implementation with help of linked list, drawback of simple queue, how we can overcome that drawback using circular queue using array, and the principle of priority queue. Only thing that we have kept aside is the implementation of priority queue, that we are going to rediscuss once we complete the sorting chapter. So with this we have completed with our first three chapters of data structure, and whenever MSc will be announced, whenever it will be, your syllabus for that MSc will be these first three chapters. Now next lecture onwards I'll be starting with our new unit, that is fourth unit. Okay, I won't be starting it today because we only have say 5-6 minutes remaining, and I don't want to teach it in half baked manner. That's why I thought of only completing this short point today, and in Friday's lecture we'll start with our new chapter. Okay, for practical, as I stated, I'm creating one problem statement for you people. All of you are advised to go on Moodle at 2 o'clock. Give me some time for uploading. Okay, immediately it is not available. I'll upload before 2 o'clock, and you have 1 week time to complete that practical. It will be based on stack concepts. That practical will be based on stack concepts. Okay, let me download the attendance for today. Let me download the attendance. Just wait a moment.